Are we holding the right people accountable? Welcome back to Mindfulness with ASG. So let's have an honest conversation. Every time something goes wrong in Nigeria, there's a pattern. We go online, we express our frustration, and almost immediately we blame the president. Now pause for a second. This is not a defense of any government. This is not a political campaign. This is awareness. So please bear with me. Because if we truly want change, then we have to be willing to understand the system we're trying to change. So let's think about it. A new president comes in, we hope. Things don't go as expected, then we blame. Another one comes, we repeat. Over and over again. So if every president has been the problem, then what are we missing? Because the truth is, the challenges we're facing today didn't just start now. They didn't start with the current administration or the last one. This is years, decades of systems that haven't worked the way they should. And part of the problem is the fact that the people don't fully understand how leadership and accountability actually works. In Nigeria, leadership is not just one person. We vote for our presidents, governors, senators, members of House of Representatives, and local government chairmen. Each level exists for a reason. Each one has responsibilities. Each one receives funding to serve you and I. So when something goes wrong, why does the accountability start and stop at the presidency? Let me explain this in a simple way. This is not to say the presidency has no responsibility in the quality of living of Nigerians. However, we need to ask, if there's a problem in our local community, who is the closest leader to that problem? Your local government chairperson. They are responsible for what is happening on the ground. They understand the people, they see the patterns, and when they don't act, we move the responsibility up to the state level and then to the national level. That's how a system is meant to work. But when we ignore these layers, we create a situation where local problems grow and grow and grow until they become national crisis. And then we look to one person to fix everything. Now let's go a little deeper. There's another issue that quietly affects all of this, and this is ideology. In many countries, political parties stand for something, and it's clear. You know what they believe, you know what they prioritize, and you know what to expect. But in Nigeria, it's different. Parties exist, but ideology is often unclear. That's why you see politicians switch parties like they're switching trads. Not because their beliefs change, but because the system doesn't strongly demand consistency. When there's no clear ideology, you don't know what to stand for or what to hold your leaders accountable for. You don't know what success really looks like. And politics starts to feel inconsistent. The truth is, most Nigerians already have beliefs. You might believe in hard work and entrepreneurship, government support when things are tough, strong values and traditions, or even social change and progress. That's ideology, and you already have it. You just haven't been taught how to connect it to governance. Now, this is where everything comes together. Because when you understand what you believe, how government is structured, and who is responsible for what, you stop reacting blindly. You start asking better questions. It's like when a child is crying and shouting and just throwing tantrums. People may listen or just ignore. But when the child speaks clearly and says, this is what you didn't do, this is your responsibility, this is what I expected of you, now the conversation changes. Now there is pressure. Now there is accountability. That's who we need to become as citizens. Not louder, but clearer. Not just emotional, but informed. Something very powerful that we often forget is that we have the right to organize. We can come together as communities. We can go to local government offices to ask questions and demand answers. And if nothing happens, then we escalate, holding every level accountable, not just loudly, but correctly, step by step. And this is how systems change, I believe. So as we move forward on this podcast and as we prepare for our elections, we must start to understand political ideologies. We must start understanding the structure of governance. We must start understanding our power as citizens, so that when we speak, we are not just making noise, but we are making impact. And so we can show those in leadership positions that we're too educated to be bought by a bag of rice, because we're now equipped to hold them accountable. Thank you for walking this journey with me. All my love, ASG.